NCTV.
I am your host, Jesse Pad, here with my co-host,
Taylor Mazda.
And
This is NCTV.
yeah, this is NCTV. And we're going to be talking about safety.
Okay, take it.
Always believe everything you read on the internet.
We're not
You've
live.
probably never been seriously told that, and that's because that's a lie. You should never believe something without having done personal research or know something is a fact. We talked with Tanya Sutherland, head of public relations with NCSD, about how to avoid rumors and use social media responsibly during a potentially harmful situation.
So first and foremost, your school environment is yours. The safety of students and staff really has a high focus on students and staff. It's your school environment, it's your school. So part of utilizing social media effectively and safely comes part to making sure that you have that ownership of your school environment. So if there was a crisis event, the first thing that I would say is just to make sure that you are listening to the directions of the adults in your classroom, especially in regards to social media. So if you are allowed your cell phone in the classroom and you are electing to utilize it, I would just make sure that you are sharing accurate information and what you know. So that's critically important. So utilizing social media in the event of a crisis is critically important to make sure that you are sharing what you know, because in doing so, if you were to share inaccurate information, you could potentially be adding to the situation in terms of just creating additional concern, not only for your parents or guardians or whoever you're texting or snapping or whatever, but also for those responders that are coming into the building. So like I said, the school is yours. You own it as students and staff, so you're responsible for the safety of it, and just have that empowerment and that ownership of, in these crisis situations, if they ever are to occur, to utilize social media responsibly, so that way you are sharing information as needed with your loved ones or whoever you're texting or snapping, but to make sure also that you're not sharing inaccurate information where you're interfering with the operations.
A big thank you to Tanya Sutherland for coming and doing this interview. Remember to always use social media responsibly. I'm Tara McJunkin, signing off.
Thank you, Tanya, for those safety tips. Now onto a short film from our own cast and crew.
Here's for a copy.
I love my job. I work a 9 to 5 in a beige office building surrounded by my coworkers that have near identical lives. I spend 2 hours of my 10-hour shifts at the copy machine, 1 at the coffee maker, and 3 playing solitaire at my desk. I am an expert at wasting corporate time. Coworkers, a fascinating species. Look at them. Decked in clothing purchased late at night from online stores, soggy credit cards in hand as they pay for things they don't need with money they don't have. Their rituals, seemingly unspoken, come so naturally to this populace, yet mystify me in its complexity. Truly fascinating.
Jack? You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I will keep you.
See you.
And I can get some stuff.
Hey, champ. Are those TPS reports coming?
Life is a layer cake, and my boss is the knife. A knife who keeps calling me champ.
Great.
Keep up the good work, kiddo.
My boss has completely changed the meaning of business casual. From his shoes to his shirt, he is always impeccably dressed. Oh, how I envy his understanding of a suit. I attempt to recreate his looks, but find myself only to be an imposter, a copy of a much better original.
Oh, I should remind you. We're having a meeting at 10. Jan's bringing donuts.
I'll be there.
How's work stuff? Going good?
That's good. Keep up the good work. Oh, and have a good day.
Wow, wasn't that a splendid film? Now onto our town's very own Satyrs Den.
And up next after that, interview with Duo.
From magic to pop figures to comics, Satyrs Den has something for the nerd in all of us.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Starting Satyrs Den actually was a dream of mine since I was about 7 years old. Started going into comic shops, speaking with the owners, and really getting into the lore of it.
I can't speak for anybody else about why we wanted to start Satyrs Den, but I definitely think that the town needed a store like this. Needed a friendly place for comics, games, stuff like that, where you don't have to feel like you are getting tested on how nerdy you are or how much you enjoy stuff.
I own another business in town and was slowly starting to build up a comic collection for the specific purpose of one day opening a store.
My favorite part about working here, I definitely have to say it's being around comic books. I loved comic books ever since I moved out here, and there's just never been a store for it.
We run Magic games 4 nights a week. We run Warhammer twice a week, Warhammer 40K, the tabletop model building game. We run an RPG day every Tuesday, and so we've got something going on 7 days a week here.
What things do we sell here? Good question. We've got comics, we've got games, we've got collectibles. I've got new comics, old comics, weird comics. Stuff you've never heard about, I've never heard about, and anything in between.
Favorite comic book, 1991's Fool Killer, published by Marvel. It was a 10-run series, and it's probably the weirdest comic in the world that no one's ever heard about. Guy loses his job, gets assaulted, loses his wife and family because he has no money, snaps, goes into a mental institution, comes out the Fool Killer. Commit a crime, you must die. Any crime. Steal a car, you're a fool, you must die. Kill somebody, you're a fool, you must die. Jaywalk, you're a fool, you must die.
We got magic cards, we've got like weird Star Trek like trading cards, no quest, but we got all sorts of stuff.
Biggest store rules here are no bullying. That's number one of everything. So you're not allowed to treat somebody different because they're different from you. This is a very welcoming, safe environment for everybody. And anyone who is bullied is warned once to stop, second time they're asked to leave. After that, be clean, come in, have showered, at least attempt to be a clean individual. Don't smelly up the place.
Satyrs Den has lots of cool things to offer. Don't forget to have fun and follow the rules. Come on down to 933 North Center Street. Aiden, signing off.
Hello, thank you to Satyrs Den for letting us do a story on them. I'm Duo Hall with the Nerd Corner. I'm here with Jake Dimick and Tanner Ewald, and we're going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons, aka D&D. Jake, would you mind explaining what Dungeons and Dragons is?
It's a role-playing game, a tabletop role-playing game that you get to make your own characters and kind of experience, like just play with other people.
Do you have any idea what it is?
I've played D&D a total of 2 times in my life. I barely remember either time, but I do remember it was kind of fun.
Okay. So, there are a total of 5 versions of D&D. Which one's your most favorite?
Currently, it's 5th edition, most likely because that's the modern one, but 3.5 is also a really good edition as well.
Do you remember what version you played?
I have no idea.
What's your most favorite part about D&D?
I like the classes and stuff and the cliche and like tropes. I don't care how big the room was. I said I cast Fireball.
Would you mind explaining more of the cliches?
So there's cliches and like stuff that happens in groups like Fireball and like bards being the way that they are. So yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Up next, another local business, that Main Zen Jewelry.
I actually started a business called Hoax Studio. It's a small fabrication, fine metalsmithing studio here in Casper, Wyoming. What do I like most about my job? I really like that it connects people through their personal stories into wearable art. Every piece creates its own challenges, from just beginning the idea to choosing metals to choosing stones, where to put them, dealing with budgets and deadlines. It can be pretty crazy, but at the end it's all worth it because you end up getting a piece out of the deal. Every single piece is made using traditional bench techniques, and that basically means that I'm using hand saws, hand files, hand equipment to make these things come to life. And so each piece is 100% unique and true to the person who orders it. My ultimate goal would be to learn as much as I possibly can. Metalsmithing is my passion. I really love working with fellow artists and clients, and I really like working hard to achieve my goals. So I want to share it with as many people as possible and just learn as much as I can. My favorite type of event that I like to go to and participate in are definitely the gallery shows. You get a lot more of what each artist is really going for, and a lot more expression, a lot more interpretation, and it requires you to think a little bit more. So the gallery shows are definitely the place that I like to show at the most.
Wow, wasn't that stuff shiny?
Now, weather with Zago Nago.
Fence. Ooh, it's a wiggly fence. Gotta cradle it. It's all part of the technique, I swear. Hey guys. Good morning. We're here today in the Pathways paddock. It's like 2 degrees in here right now. It's a little cold. We're joined by some heifers and a steer. And I don't know, these guys, this is a cool experience. And it's cold and I lost my puns, but it is freezing out today, so look out for that. And
Next up, hockey.
Hi folks, welcome to Hoax News. My name is AJ Pundit, and today we are tackling this false flag, nothing burger, Ukraine impeachment of our glorious leader. Now today, we were lucky enough to have Nancy Pelosi willingly come down to our secure location to defend these false allegations. Hi Nancy, can you defend these whistleblower complaints? That's what I thought. Now, I know at home you might be asking yourself, but what about these transcripts that clearly show the clear federal security funding so that he can get political dirt on one of his biggest opponents? Well, I think it's fake news, and all the team here at Hoax think it's fake. And we have a completely sane and real, and I can't say this enough, sane explanation of how the Democrats got a hold of this false transcript. Bird drones! That's right. The Democrats have been using bird drones for years, and they used it to get this fake transcript of a call that never happened. Nancy, can you deny that the Democrats have been using bird drones this entire time? As you can see, the police have found our secure location. We're not safe anymore, folks. One of the demon rats must have snuck in and compromised us. This is all your fault!
Wow, didn't we have a great show today? Thank you everybody for tuning in. This was NCTV.
What are you thankful for?
Be alive, I guess. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on all of the time, and life really sucks sometimes, but I'm glad I didn't throw it away. And I'm glad I can be here and live through all the crap that life has to throw at me, and even then there are a lot of good times and things that come out of it. And I guess in summary, I'm very, very thankful I'm not dead.
That's all I got.
My cat, I guess. And this one.
I'd have to say I'm pretty thankful for my family, my friends who are there to support me through the hard times and the easy times, my coaches who deal with me constantly, my teachers who deal with me constantly, and just the amazing support network that I have. Without it, I don't know if I'd be here today.
What are you thankful for?
This camera's pretty cool. I'm thankful for the Sony a6000. What are you thankful for, Duo?
Being part of the program.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Me too. I'm thankful for people like you. NCTV is brought to you in part by viewers like you.